All right, so we are at the peak of the moral panic on Twitter. Americans are extremely concerned that their empire is going to be torn down not by nuclear hellfire but by cartoons. Right? The internet, being the same as it was 10 years ago, is completely destroying their society. And of course, they tried everything. And the only answer left is censorship. The only entity capable of saving America right now is not Jesus, it's the government. And so you have people on the internet freaking out about this problem. And here you have an individual by the name of Templar Pilled. He says that he understands the love of free speech. And obviously he should. I mean, after being persecuted for a decade and a half on the Jack Dorsey Twitter and the rest of social media, a culture that forced him to bake the cake, yeah, I think like that probably made him realize that free speech is important. But, there's a but, right? Free speech is important, but I've never heard this before. But it's still weird how many right-wingers defend pornography. Fascinating. Now, here's the interesting thing. I really hate the word weird. I fucking despise it. I think if you're not a teenage girl in high school, you shouldn't use the word weird. Healthy men use slurs. Like, if you're going to curse, if you're going to be upset at someone, don't use the word weird. Like, use a slur. Like normal people. Use a gamer word. You know? Use a cigarette or something. But anyway, I don't feel the need to curse because obviously I respect Templar Pilled. I have nothing against him. But I do want to bring a little bit of wisdom here because I keep seeing lately these individuals acting like leftists in debates. And what I mean by this is that they don't understand context. They don't seem to understand what's going on. They don't get the arguments. They debate like leftists. And in my opinion, it's a little bit disappointing because I think that Christians are educated and wise, you know, like they carried the torch of the Roman Empire. And so, like, I expect a little bit more from them than the leftists. In other words, I expect that at least they're getting the arguments and they're not making these mistakes by thinking that, right-wingers love porn. The reality is, like, okay, first of all, the statistics regarding pornography shows that almost every single guy watches it. It shows that almost 80% of women in America, that includes your mom, probably has sex toys. Again, these are the statistics. This is not me pulling it from my ass. Like, I was bewildered by them when I saw them. But it kind of makes sense, right? Because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, someone has to watch it. And it's a billion-dollar industry that doesn't operate on subscriptions, right? Like, it operates on ad revenue, which is already an incredibly suppressed industry. So, yes, obviously, like, someone somewhere is watching this. And so, by the sheer number of people engaged with it, it's safe to assume that there is an overlapping between right-wingers and individuals that consume this type of material. But the thing is, like, people are not actually defending pornography. Okay? What is happening is that the government is trying to destroy internet anonymity. This is known. And we can see it in Britain. We can see it how Australia used these laws in order to crack down on the video showing the Charlie Kirk assassination or the Irina assassination. And they used legislation that they claimed is about keeping children safe. They claimed something and they did something else, right? So while the government does have the power of Jesus to reshape society, to heal leprosy with their big pharma, and they can replicate some of the miracles that the Almighty has performed, and they can even cure the blind with LASIK surgery, right? Like, there is an overlap there. There is also the fact that, unlike Jesus, the government can lie. And so, like, trusting the government with your digital ID in order to have a wank just breaks my brain. Like, only a person that's dominated by emotions and is just saying what's trendy now cannot stop a little bit to think about the fact that the government is ignoring all the other possibilities. Like, you could legislate for children to have dumb phones and make it illegal if a kid is caught with a smartphone, right? Like, they would ask him, where did you get it? and then go to the person that sold them and give him a fine or arrest them. That is a possibility, right? You get your kids off the internet by doing that. Or they could do a campaign awareness for parental controls, or force ISPs to have like a very visible and explicit way to do parental controls for the household that has it. Like, there are so many other ways that you can keep children safe, but for some reason they're really stuck on the digital ID thing. And now you have people like the Templar Pill being absolutely bewildered and flabbergasted on why is it that other people like myself do not support it. And so the conclusion must be that I am porn obsessed, that I'm addicted, and this is the only reason why I don't want the government that has fucked us during the pandemic to get even more powers now. And so I wanted to demonstrate something interesting, right? Like, again, the idea is that I'm afraid, right? Like, I'm afraid that people are coming after my pornography. This is generated with an AI. It's available to the public. It's free to download. It's called Stable Diffusion. You can ask ChatGPT how to get it and how to install it. It runs offline. It can generate any type of kink, any type of fiction that you have. The imagination is the limit. It does have some safeguards, right? So you can't generate les mineurs, which is fine, because I like big tits anyway. But my point is, you can take this image, put it into Grok then, and animate it. And you can string a couple of images, and you can create your own pornography. And everything is done offline. Except for the animation that Grok does. But there are like models that you can use Stable Diffusion to animate it on your computer. You can run it on a laptop that's offline. I am not afraid that this is going to get banned. For the entirety of human history, these things exist. I don't give a shit. These things can be generated within 30 seconds. My point is that you're wrong when you say, oh, you only care about your brain dead anime and you're afraid that it's going to... No, I don't. I really don't care about this. It doesn't affect me. Unironically, I'm in a fucking bunker. Like, burn down the entire internet if you want. Doesn't affect me. What does affect me, however, is the digital ID that is being shilled so hard by the same people that got ass-fucked during the Jack Dorsey era. This is what I don't understand. And if you're not able to get the argument, you're either disingenuous and you're arguing like a leftist that pretends doesn't understand context, doesn't know anything, or you're like illiterate. And you just can't get the fact that you can see what's being done in the UK and how the British government is using any type of argument they can in order to push for the digital ID. And you must have been in amnesia during the COVID pandemic to see what the government can do with such a power. And yet you're still pushing for it as if the last elections in the US were the last elections in history. As if like you're never going to have leftists back in power, and that they will use exactly the laws that were created in order to crack down on your Christianity. And not only will it crack down on your Christianity, you're going to have a lot of people that just wanted to grill, or maybe were even on your side, and they now felt stabbed in the back because the way you're behaving on the internet doesn't seem like you're trying to save souls. I've seen a lot of these people, and their rhetoric is very telling. They don't seem compassionate about, like trying to save people. They don't seem empathetic. The way they talk is condescending. The way they talk is like they talk down on you. I don't think Jesus talked like that. Again, they will say, well, you're an atheist. What do you know? Well, exactly, I'm an atheist because you can't persuade me. Like, I've yet to hear the moral reason on why I should be on your side. I was more persuaded by my wife's family to baptize my child into Christianity than any of the arguments that I see online. In fact, the arguments that I see online, I'm starting to wonder, like, should my child actually become a Christian? Like, if he's going to become this insufferable, and it's going to be incapable of understanding even like simple arguments, and is going to be unable to even manage basic critical thinking skills, should he actually be a Christian? I'm now starting to wonder. But anyway, right, so as we see here, and this is my argument, right? It's like, if you're a Christian and you're being oppressed, you're told to bake the cake, you're getting censored from everywhere, you're getting debanked, and you're getting fired from your job, and then you end up crying for help, and you're begging for free speech. This is important to point out. Before the Obama era, right-wingers didn't believe in free speech. I mean, they believed it just as much as the Democrats believed it today. But they weren't big on free speech. It was Obama that came with the platform of trying to re-empower free speech, right? Because like the Bush era was, no, like you either believe in the Patriot Act or you're anti-American. So it's important to get that down, right? Like why right-wingers are for free speech. It's because they've been censored. And I am for free speech for everyone, right? Like I want you to be able to say what you want. I want everyone to be able to say what they want. So anyway, right? They cried for help. They begged for free speech. And people valuing liberty and freedom then joined their cause, right? People like myself, I know many atheists and people that aren't religious joining with the right because yes, like it was unfair. And by the way, I as an atheist during COVID, when Romania prevented people from going on Easter and wanted to shut down churches, I actually defied that order and I went in person with many of my friends over there in order to see if we're going to get arrested. Because, again, I have nothing against Christians. And I think that they've been treated extremely unfairly. But now put yourself in my shoes, you know? Like, we're doing our best in order to help them against the oppression from the left. And the moment they get a little bit of power, they don't even care about us. Oh, you're not with the book? Get fucked. And it's like, okay. I mean, that's reasonable, I guess, you know? My bad. Should I reconsider? Because apparently, like, this is the message, right? Like, no, you're going to get digital ID. You're going to dox yourself when you go on social media. You're going to tie your digital ID to your banking. You're going to tie your digital ID to your public health care. And you're going to fucking like it because that's how we're protecting our children. And it's like, no, you're not. No. But anyway, right, as I mentioned, you know, like, you have many people that aren't Christians, people that are from all walks of life, you know, everyone on the internet is now fighting against the woke. So they finally have the numbers in order to push back. And the moment they gain power, they start redefining pornography to mean anything that can and could arouse. So in other words, this is exactly why I posted this picture, right? Like, as you can see, it's not censored. Like, Twitter has an automatic flagging system. I uploaded this on ChatGPT. I uploaded it on Gemini, which have like filters preventing you from uploading pornography. None of them thought that this is porn. Because at the end of the day, you can see women like this at a beach, right? Like, as long as she's dressed, there's no nudity involved. It is erotic, sure. But it is not pornographic. Like, there's no sex involved. There's no, cock and pussy or anything like that. There's nothing, right? So, like, even social media that is already abiding by advertisers and it's very stringent is not considering this to be pornographic, right? So they redefine what pornographic means in order to include this. And they're not going to just ban this image. Like, if you have a cartoon, an anime, a comic book, and has this image, they will ban the whole thing. If you have a video game that has this image, they want to ban the whole thing. Right? Like, I'm reading what they're saying online. It's the Melanie Mac argument. Like, if it can stimulate the senses, they want it gone. And so when they're using the words, when they're talking, they're being very subversive. They're using the Mountain Bailey tactic, right? Like, when they promote the age verification laws, they're talking about Pornhub, which most people agree. It's like, okay, Pornhub is a bad company, it's vile, should go away, right? But they're actually talking about everything that's erotic, right? Whether it's a book, whether it's a video game, whether it's an entertainment. It's like, hold on a little bit. Like, you want to restart the censorship industrial complex that the left was dominating? And the answer is yes. Yes, they want to restart the censorship industrial complex, and they want to grift. Do you know how much money the e-safety commissioner in Australia makes for censoring people? Over $500,000. Over $500,000 to censor the internet. That's how expensive this grift is. And don't give me a bullshit that this is about protecting children, when, again, as I mentioned before, you can use this AI in order to generate whatever you want on an offline laptop. And we already know from Reddit and Discord that kids already figured out ways to bypass the age verification networks. Because when we're talking about kids, we're not talking about 5-year-olds, we're talking about 16-year-olds. When you were 16, didn't you know how to gain access to a computer if you wanted? I knew how to use MS-DOS back then. I knew how to use basic coding. Like, we're talking 16, right? And so, like, these laws do not function. Like, these are laws that even if we were to assume that they're done with good intention. They're only to benefit single moms. And even then it doesn't work. Because the only thing that would work is actually good parenting. That's it. Okay? Like, unless you have good parenting and you manage to educate your children properly, they are going to go on a website that you don't want them to go. Whether it's a pornography website, a gambling website, a website where they can find extremist content, they will go there. If you're not a good parent and you don't know how to parent your kids, that's literally what's going to happen. And so, as I mentioned, right, like, you have the numbers to push back, you redefine pornography, you start targeting video games, cartoons, social media, the internet, you advocate for a Chinese-style digital ID system to log online, and you demand people dox themselves to have a wank. And then you're shocked and surprised when members of your coalition look at you with disgust, misinterpret their grievances, and pretend it's about hardcore pornography and that they must be gooners addicted to smut. These are their arguments, and what do I get, right? Like, literally, the first response that I get, I don't know the purpose of the picture, but that's a gooner picture. It will gut your soul slowly. I mean, you know, if this is the way the conversation is going to go, it's time for a moral decoupling. Like, there's no back and forth here. There's nothing else to be added. It's like, okay, fine, you know, censor the internet. Sure, I mean, we're just going to have to adjust. All of us, like, are going to start taking measures. Because at the end of the day, you know, they keep laughing about the atomized individual. Oh, it's funny, the atomized individual. The atomized individual knows to take care of himself. Like, that's the whole purpose, right? Like, he's atomized. He is self-sustaining. He's like the prepper. So, like, it's fine, you know, censor the internet, require digital ID on everything. It is what it is, you know. I hope that for myself, because I don't give a shit about you, you know. I'm like, not like the ones that, oh, I care about your soul and shit. No, like, your soul, your soul. My soul, my soul. It's not our souls, right? We're not communists here. Like, I hope that for myself and my family, we will be able to hopefully make it through the dark days that are going to come of internet authoritarianism and governmental crackdowns that are going to happen when politicians have access to CBDC and digital ID and all of this nonsense. And I don't hope that for you, you get your best. No, I hope you get fucked. Like, I really hope that when this shit starts kicking in, and it's going to take like 5 or 6 years until the internet anonymity is going to go away. Freedom of expression is going to be a free thing of the past, and you're going to see governments cracking down on political opponents, like we're already seeing in UK. 50 arrests a day, by the way. We're already seeing in Australia, taking down videos like the Charlie Kirk assassination and all of that I spoke before, right? When we go to those ages, I'm pretty sure that these individuals right now will pretend that this never happened. Just like the left are pretending that the social justice era never happened either, right? It is what it is. Hopefully, I will get through it. With them, hopefully they'll get fucked. It's interesting. The internet was the last bastion that they had. Because the TV was woke. The newspapers were woke. The academia was woke. The workplace was woke. The internet was literally the only place where people could go and air out their grievances. But they're like, you know what? We need a Chinese-style digital ID internet to protect the kids. But, you know, hopefully the kids are not going to see a titty. Unfortunately, they may grow up in an authoritarian hellhole. Like Britain or Australia. The problem is the way of life decreases, right? Because when people can't complain, the politicians start grifting. That's the whole point. That's the point of authoritarianism, right? Like someone somewhere has to benefit from it. And it's usually the politicians that do grifts. And the grifts decrease the lifestyle of the population. And the population can't complain, can't organize, can't do shit. Because their whole identity is now tied to a digital ID that is going to regulate their banking, their healthcare, their education, their business opportunities, their online space. Oh my goodness, the cartoon. Oh no, the cartoon. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.